and this time we're starting with Francesco. Question is, a lot of people were really excited when Justin Trudeau said he would end the first past the post system. I was really disappointed when he didn't keep his promise. Will you work to create a fairer voting system, and will you work to make 2023 the last first past, probably meant 2019, but whatever. Will you work to making first past the post end up in the garbage where it belongs? That was my phrasing at the end.
Yes, I believe in proportional representation. First past the post doesn't allow for a consistent number on how people have actually voted and who they support. It's really just a simple question in terms of having it implemented or not. But the point is to make it fair for everybody, and proportional representation seems more fair than past the post.
So I was very angry when that promise was broken. I went to the doors and I said that's what we were promising, and people got very angry with me when we broke that promise. So I let our Prime Minister know that Davenport was very angry that that promise was broken, and I would also let the Minister of Democratic Institutions know that Davenport was very angry that that promise was broken. So it wasn't, and I also said to them, it wasn't just that the promise was broken, it was just that we left it all hanging. There was no other conversation moving forward. So where do we go next? So there hasn't been an answer since then. So here's what I believe. My principle is that everybody should be elected with 50 plus 1% of the vote. And two, where I think we need to go next is I believe we should have some sort of a citizens' assembly that actually brings a really great representative group of citizens across the country, including our Indigenous people from the north, rural cities, to come together and have a discussion about what's the best system for Canada in the 21st century. Excuse me, please don't interrupt. What's the best system?
The question is, will we work towards changing the electoral system by the next election? Absolutely, 100%. Jagmeet Singh has said just very recently that we moved to mixed member proportional representation if we were elected, and we would use that election as a mandate to change the voting system, which means there would be no referendum, we would make the change. Right now, I'd be really happy to work with all members of Parliament, including Green members of Parliament, to make this happen, because we know that most Canadians want this, and most Canadians saw that this was one of the most cynical moves that a government can make, when they make a promise that people here really, really wanted and believed in, including me, and then they broke it. This is something that comes up at the door all the time. You can't in good conscience say that now we're going to go back with this government to the table on electoral reform, because it won't happen. So we're going to make it happen, and we can make it happen together.
Well, I really admire Justin Trudeau when he made these promises, like how many thousand times? I forget. Okay. After he broke it, I changed his name. He's not Justin anymore, he's just out. So I suggest that proportional representation should be the cornerstone of the next parliament in one form or another. I was, by the way, part of the Ontario Citizens Assembly when it was held at Queen's Park sometime, I don't forget, the 90s or something. And I really am a frustrated Davenporter since almost 30 years over proportional representation. So there it is, just out. Thank you.
In electoral reform, and we want mixed member proportional representation, most definitely. Let's hope this is the last election under first past the post. And the practice of fear-based voting. People should be able to vote with their heart. we want. And there's a reason that we haven't changed it, because the way our current system works, it only benefits the two major parties. And that's why